Switching between optimism and pessimism. Why do we see such a disconnect? Why is it that the people continually underestimate their own risks while overestimating the sovereignty of the situation for the rest of society? Why do we rate our experiences highly while at the same time assuming that services in the rest of the country are poor? If we will survive the economic downturn and will avoid being mugged, surely won't everyone else? Deborah Mattinson, who spoke of Royal Society of Arts symptomism, suggests that all about a subject's sense of control. People tend to feel more pessimistic about things they believe they can control. However, often this sense of control is just an illusion. Nevertheless, when we think about our fate in our own hands, we are more likely to believe we can steer the wheel in the right direction. We believe that we are less likely to be mugged than the next person because we will surely avoid walking in dark alleys. We are less likely to have skin cancer because we will not expose ourselves to sun unprotected. We will survive the economic breakdown because of our unique talents are always in the high demand. At the same time, we acknowledge that we have no control over the financial situation of our country or over the health and safety of our fellow citizens. Thus, we are usually less confident in those elements of heading in the right direction. These are one additional factor that comes into play, the power of relativity. Whether we are satisfied with our own salary, dinner order, cell phone carrier, the health services demand in our large, expectant of how much our friends are making, whether our dinner partner got more appetizing entry, or how our colleague is paying for his monthly mobile plan. When our family doctor is more competent than the practitioners, believing that our own positive experiences do not apply to the general population means we are actually privileged. It is not just services we received, it is superior services. If we think our local public school is excellent while the rest of the schools are inadequate, that means we are lucked out. Not only do our kids get great education, they receive a better education than other kids in the public schools around the country. Once again, the brain plays a little trick on the boost positive illusion. Not only do people hold optimism bias about their personal future, in addition, they hold a pessimistic bias about everyone else's. Put one and one together, instead of merely believing we are fortunate, we perceive ourselves as exceptionally fortunate, which is even better. And when we encounter troubled times, it is always helpful to believe everyone else is doing badly too. At the end of the day, our expectation regarding the future of our society will be positive or negative, depending on which view feeds the private optimism best. During tranquil times, public pessimism may fuel private optimism by the way of comparison. So when the world is doing okay, having pessimistic views of society while maintaining optimistic beliefs about our own future means that not only do we expect to do better, we expect to do better while others do badly. They give us an illusion of superiority. That doesn't mean we are ill wishers. It merely suggests that the rosy spectacles we use to view our future are not worn when examining the future of our fellow citizens. In fact, we often use dark shades to assess the future of our country. However, when society reaches an unprecedented lows that affect our personal lives directly, the only way for our situations to improve is to take the rest of the world upward with us. When people lose their jobs and savings during times of extreme economic distress, they have to believe that the world will soon take a turn for the better, because that is the most likely way for them to be able to regain income and well-being. That is the time when people turn to bearers of good news such as Barack Obama and Shirley Temple. That is when optimism sweeps the world, or at least it does until the economy stabilizes, at which point we are quite happy to go back to public pessimism. End of chapter 4.